Our next topic is principle of superposition. We know that when we have to calculate force between 2 point charges, then we use Coulomb's law. F is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 upon R square. But when we have to calculate force on a point charge due to a number of other charges at rest, then we use principle of superposition in addition to Coulomb's law. Principle of superposition is, or according to superposition principle, total force on any charge due to a number of other charges at rest is equal to vector sum of all the forces on that charge due to other charges taken one at a time. Suppose we have charges Q1, Q2, Q3, Qn which are situated at points with position vector r1, r2, r3, rn with respect to origin O of rectangular coordinate system. Suppose we have point charges Q1, Q2, Q3 which are situated at points with position vector r1 vector, r2 vector, r3 vector, rn vector with respect to origin O of rectangular coordinate system, and we have to calculate force on a point charge Q0 which is situated at a point whose position vector is r0. Then total force F0 on charge Q0, this will be F01 vector plus F02 vector plus F03 vector and so on F0n vector. Here F01 vector, this is force on Q0 due to Q1. F02 vector, this is force on Q0 due to Q2. F03 vector, this is force on Q0 due to Q3. Now as F01 vector, this is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q0 Q1 upon R10 square R10 unit vector. Here R10, this is distance between Q0 and Q1, and R10 cap, this is a unit vector from Q1 to Q0. Similarly, F02 vector is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q0 Q2 upon R20 square R20 cap. R20 is the distance between Q2 and Q0, and R20 cap, this is unit vector pointing from Q2 to Q0. So substituting these values of F01, F02 and so on in equation 1, we get F0 is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q0 Q1 upon R10 square R10 cap plus 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q0 Q2 upon R20 square R20 cap and so on. We can write it as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught summation Q0 Qi summation Q0 Qi upon Ri0 square Ri0 unit vector. I is equal to 1 to n. Taking Q0 out, this will become Q0 upon 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught summation I is equal to 1 to n Qi upon Ri0 square Ri0 unit vector. Multiplying numerator and denominator by Ri0. This will become Q0 upon 4 pi epsilon naught summation I is equal to 1 to n Qi upon Ri0 cube Ri0 vector, or we may also write it as Q0 upon 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught I is equal to 1 to n Qi Ri0 modulus, this is R0 vector minus Ri vector modulus whole cube, and this is R0 vector minus Ri vector. This gives us total force on Q0. Now the direction of net force F0 on Q0 due to other charges Q1, Q2, Q3, this can be obtained by Polygon law of vectors. Direction of F0, this can be obtained from Polygon law of vectors. Our next topic is continuous charge distribution. According to principle of quantization, charge on an object is integral multiple of some basic unit of charge. Therefore, on account of atomicity of charge, charge distribution is always discrete. That is, this means there are charges which are separated by intervening medium where there is no charge. But it is impractical to work in terms of discrete charges. For example, charge on a conductor cannot be specified in terms of locations of individual charges. We cannot describe charge on surface of a conductor in terms of location of individual charges. But we can take a small region of the conductor delta S, which is small macroscopically, but large enough to include large number of electrons. This area delta S is small macroscopically, but it is large enough to include large number of electrons. If delta Q is the charge in this small element, charge in area element delta S, then we can define surface density of charge delta sigma is equal to delta Q upon delta S. This sigma is called surface density of charge. We can repeat this process at several area elements of the conductor. Then we arrive at a continuous function sigma called surface charge density. Similarly, if charge is distributed along a line which may be straight or which may be curved, then we define linear charge density. Lambda is equal to delta Q upon delta L. Delta L is the small line element. Of the conductor, which include large number of microscopic charges delta Q. Similarly, we can define volume density of charge rho is equal to delta Q upon delta V. Here delta V is a small volume element and which include large number of microscopic charges delta Q. Therefore, volume density of charge is delta Q upon delta V. Unit of linear charge density is coulomb per meter. Unit of volume charge density is coulomb per meter cube. Unit of surface density of charge is coulomb per meter square.